You ever notice how most people don't actually fail? They just quit? Like, think about it. How many things have you started and then quietly dropped? Going to the gym, learning something new, starting a side hustle. At first, you're excited. You tell yourself, this time is different. And then, nothing happens. No results, no progress, no feedback. So you stop. Not because you couldn't do it, but because it didn't work fast enough. And here's the uncomfortable truth. What if you were actually getting close and just didn't realize it? What if success wasn't about being the smartest or the most talented, but simply about not giving up a little longer than everyone else? Yeah, that changes things, doesn't it? The truth is, everyone quits, not just you. We like to think successful people are different, more disciplined, more motivated, more special somehow. But if you really look closer, they go through the exact same phase. They start something, they feel excited, they imagine the outcome, and then reality hits. It gets repetitive, it gets boring, it feels like nothing is working. So what do most people do? They stop showing up. Not dramatically, not with some big decision, just slowly, quietly. One day off turns into a week, then a month, and then it's over. And the worst part? They tell themselves a story to justify it. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not talented enough. Maybe I should try something else. But it's not about talent. It's not even about the idea. It's about not seeing results fast enough and losing patience. Because we live in a world where everything feels instant. Food, entertainment, validation. So when something takes time, real time, we assume it's not working. But just because you don't see progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Here's the part nobody really talks about. Success has a phase that feels completely pointless. No results, no recognition, no signs that you're getting anywhere. Just effort, over and over again, with nothing coming back. And this is exactly where most people quit, because it feels meaningless. You start asking yourself, what's the point of this? Is this even working? Am I just wasting my time? But what if this phase is actually the process? Think about it. When you plant a seed, nothing happens on the surface for a long time. No growth, no proof, nothing you can show. But underneath, roots are forming. Slow, invisible, easy to doubt. And most people walk away right there because they don't see anything yet, not realizing this is the part that matters most. It's the same with anything in life. Your first 10 videos, no views. Your first few months in business, no customers. Your first attempts at something new, you're bad at it. That's not failure. That's the invisible phase. And the uncomfortable truth is, success belongs to the people who can stay through that phase without needing constant proof that it's working. Because eventually, something clicks. Skills compound, experience stacks up, opportunities start to appear. And from the outside, it looks sudden. But it was never sudden. It was built in silence, during the time when it felt like nothing was happening. Let me tell you a simple story. There was this guy who decided to start a YouTube channel. Nothing crazy, just sharing his thoughts, trying to be consistent. He told himself, I'll just post and see what happens. So he made his first video, 10 views. Second video, 7 views. Third video, still nothing. No comments, no likes, no feedback, just silence. But he kept going. 10 videos in, still no one cared. 20 videos, same thing. 30 videos, he started questioning everything.
Maybe I'm just not interesting.
Maybe this isn't for me. By the time he hit 40 videos, he was tired. It felt like shouting into the void. No growth, no validation, no sign that this was going anywhere. He almost quit. Actually, he did quit for a while, but something pulled him back. So he made one more video, number 51, and that video took off. Views started coming in, comments, shares, subscribers. Suddenly, it looked like he made it overnight. But here's the truth no one sees. It wasn't video 51 that changed everything. It was the 50 videos before it. The practice, the mistakes, the small improvements he didn't even notice. That's what made video 51 work. But if he had stopped at 50, there would be no story to tell. But let's be real for a second. Not quitting doesn't mean blindly pushing forever. Because just trying harder isn't always the answer. Some people stay stuck for years, doing the same thing, the same way, and wondering why nothing changes. That's not persistence. That's just repeating mistakes. There's a difference between staying committed and staying stuck. Real persistence looks different. It means you keep showing up, but you also pay attention. You adjust, you learn, you get a little better each time.
Maybe your content isn't connecting, so you change how you tell your story. Maybe your business isn't working, so you tweak your offer. Maybe your approach is off, so you try a different angle. You're still moving forward, just not in the exact same way. Because the goal isn't to suffer longer. The goal is to get closer. So yeah, don't quit, but don't stay the same either. Keep going. Just do it smarter. So when you look at success from the outside, it always seems like some people just have it. They're more talented, more confident, more meant for it. But if you really break it down, the difference is usually much simpler than that. They just stayed longer. They kept going when it was boring, when it was frustrating, when it felt like nothing was happening. While everyone else slowly drifted away, they didn't. And over time, that gap gets bigger and bigger. Not because they're special, but because they didn't leave. So if you feel like you're behind right now, like you haven't made it yet, maybe it's not that you're missing something. Maybe you just haven't gone far enough. Because success isn't always about doing something incredible. Sometimes it's just about not stopping long enough for it to finally work. So here's something I want you to think about. What is one thing in your life right now that you're this close to giving up on? Maybe it's something you've been working on for weeks or even months, and it feels like nothing is happening. Before you walk away, just ask yourself one question. What if I'm closer than I think? If this episode spoke to you, drop a comment and tell me what you're working on. I actually read them. And if you're in that quiet phase right now, where it feels like no one sees your effort, stay a little longer. You might be closer than you realize.